Hello YouTube. This is a little collection display, sharing video, if you will. Been quite a while since I've posted on this channel. I used to go by the name Shoryuken to the Balls. If anybody has been around for that long, yeah, I really don't know how many people are gonna see this, but as you know, I'm sure all of you are being affected by it. Of course you are, but we're in this quarantine at the time being, and I've been spending a lot of time at home. Been doing a lot of reading, exercising in the house. I'm a musician and I've been playing a lot of guitar and just practicing. And I'd figure, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just do a video and just share the collection because I haven't done that in, man, it's been close to a decade. It's just, I've been keeping this relic of a YouTube channel that I still use. It's still my regular YouTube channel that I, watch videos on and commentate and everything. But as far as uploading and sharing videos on this channel, that's just a thing of the past. So this on just a, on a moment's thought, I just thought I'd go ahead and share, my collection and just make a video once more and go ahead and post it while we're stuck here in quarantine. So uh, let's just go ahead and start. All right, we'll go up here somewhere. This is some miscellaneous villains. That Red Hulk back there, oh god, that a merry hunt did that thing send us on, huh? I was actually fortunate enough to find two of them. I have the second one still in the box. And just keep on going. We got a few more villains up here. I'll change them from time to time. I don't have the room to display all the figures that I'd like to. Move on down here. And I'm really not a fan of of clutter. I'm really not really big into cluttered up shelves. At first I was, but I'd like to keep some space in between my figures. I'd like to be able to see the figure in its entirety. I can't wait for that new Winter Soldier to come out. Although I do like this one better. I might be in the minority there. But yeah, I like to have space in between my figures. Here we go. We got Avengers right here. Really looking forward to that new War Machine. I do love this figure quite a bit. I still think it holds up and it displays nicely in, a more current display like this. That Doctor Strange as well. We need a new Doctor Strange, new Falcon. Got Fantastic Four. Moving on, we got the X-Men. See up there. Pretty much all 90s. Kind of stick towards like a 90s or 80s era. This is kind of a unique shelf. This is all a kind of like a make-believe, but kind of also not really an Asgardian shelf. My favorite character and my favorite property from Marvel is the mighty Thor. He's always been my favorite character, and this Marvel Legend is right off the bat my favorite Marvel Legend that has ever been produced. You might have already seen him here. I have him displayed in a couple of other areas in my shelf too, and he's just my favorite Marvel Legend. I just love Thor, and this shelf is kind of a collection of Thor characters along with some other miscellaneous characters that can pass for Asgardians. I have these two up here, the old Beta Ray Bill and the old Hercules, because I prefer the classic looks. I do have the new Hercules right there. I think he's a phenomenal figure, I just prefer the classic look. I wish they would have gone with this one. And I do have the new Beta Ray Bill as well. I just prefer the classic look. Moving on. These are a custom, all three of these are custom Warriors 3s. That came out wrong. These Warriors 3 figures are all custom. I've had them for a while. The Volstack has seen so much wear and tear. I believe these YouTubers are still around there somewhere. This one was made by a YouTuber back in 2012 or something. He went by NEM Reg. This was created by a YouTuber named JD Meg. I think he goes as Paint Customs now. And the Volstack I bought on eBay. So, yeah, I've had these for a long time. We have yet to receive a Marvel Legends Warriors 3, either in the MCU or in comic book style. We did get the 3 3/4 inch figures, but we need the regular Warriors 3. I'm going to go on record right here and say that my absolute top request for any Marvel Legends they can make are the Warriors 3. They are my absolute dream Marvel Legends, and we're getting more and more Asgardian characters as time goes on. So I'm I'm becoming very optimistic that that could happen. So yeah, this is all an Asgardian-esque type of shelf. And yeah, so kind of like my own little guilty pleasure. Moving along, the next three shelves are all MCU. I'm just going to kind of skim through them all. It's kind of a timeline. You know, Phase 1 onto the Avengers. God, we really need an Odin MCU figure. I'd love one. Same thing with a Heimdall, but in his golden armor. You got the Mark IV back there with the extremely outdated head sculpt. My favorite movie of all time, not just in the MCU, but period, is the very first Avengers movie. And I'm very happy with this display. This is the Hulk, I'm sorry, the Smart Build-A-Figure Hulk with the Age of Ultron head sculpt. You can tell that that's the new shield that they make for Cap. The 2012 body with the Endgame head sculpt works out pretty well. I like to think so. And really the only character here who is outdated is the Thor. If you want to get nitpicky with it, this is in fact the costume that he wears in the first movie, and it's not exactly the one he wears in the Avengers. It's slightly different. I know, only a nitpicker like me would notice, but I would love to have an updated Thor in his Avengers armor. And this is all Phase 2. I'm really happy they backtracked with the Marvel Studios' first 10 years, because we were able to get a lot more MCU characters through that. And I happen to be an MCU completionist. That doesn't mean I have every single MCU figure just yet. There's still a couple out there that I need. Of course, the Black Widow wave for the new movie coming out is not released. At least I haven't seen it yet. Still got to get my hands on that. Got Civil War right here. One of my favorite displays. I just think that displays so nicely. That's so beautiful. That's the new release Giant Man, because his helmet is a little cleaner, a little more accurate to the movie. Got a Ragnarok display, and I could do a little more. I'll do a bit more of a detailed run through all these shelves. You know, I guess it depends on how much of a buzz this video would kind of create, or how much conversation is generated. If anybody wants to see anything in particular. Yeah, there's Infinity War. And then we finally come down to squeezed in Ant-Man and the Wasp right there in between Infinity War and Endgame. And then we have Captain Marvel's all the way back there. I did not care for the Captain Marvel movie. I kind of thought it was disrespectful, especially to a hardcore MCU fan like myself. And I know I'm not alone on that one, but that movie seemed to be very successful, and yeah, I just didn't care for it much. But overall, we were still able to carry on. And Endgame was such an amazing climax to this whole journey we were on with the MCU. So that's that first wall. And then I got a random Jurassic Park collection up there. It's not really taken care of. It's very dusty. X-Men villains. Not every X-Men villain in the book, of course. Like I said, I just kind of display what I have space for. And moving on, down here we have a Spider-Man shelf. Really looking forward to that new Spider-Man they have coming out. I think I'll take the new Mary Jane head sculpt and put it on that body, because that body very much looks like a Gwen Stacy body, and therefore I'll keep it with that. Got some older Toy Biz figures here too, because like for the Scorpion, for example, I really think the new one that came out was just abysmal. And I got the new Vulture up there, and the new the old Sandman too. There are still some figures that I feel, some Toy Biz figures that I feel that still hold up and do a lot better than the Hasbro figures do. Like this Green Goblin, I actually prefer it more than the new one because it has more of a classic look. The same thing with this Scorpion. I feel like this Scorpion still trumps the new one that came out. The Sandman, I just haven't gotten the new Sandman yet. That's the only reason that one's still there. Moving on. One of my favorite displays. I have, this is the Marvel Showdown, Marvel Legends Showdown 3 1/4 inch figure. Thor. We got some more Frost Giants, battling it out. Try to hide, this is a Mezco Captain America stand. Very nice. Hail Hydra. Got a little Hydra display going on. Debating on whether or not I should get more of those Army Builder Hydra agents that they have coming out. I was able to stock up on these when Walmart had a clearance sale, and I got them for very, very cheap, so I lucked out then. Serpent Society. Some random characters. MODOK. AIM Soldiers. There we go. Alright. Looks pretty good. Just a little random collection. The Terminator. Love the Terminator. It's a random castle I found at Ross. Looks like a good Asgardian type of building. Got the Marvel Universe store right there. Oops, zoomed in a little too much right there. Let me back out. Got a couple of boxes back there. They do have the figures inside them. I do have those 12-inch figures, the Spider-Man. I have most of them. I didn't go too crazy with them, but they were kind of cool. You know, they were something new and refreshing. I have my girls. They're wondering why I'm talking to myself right now. Hi. Let's go over here, shall we? I do got a couple of Hot Toys. I have 3. I'd like to get the first Avengers movie Hot Toys. I do have, or actually I used to have the Dark World Thor with his heavy armor. This is the Age of Ultron Thor, but I want to try to complete the first Avengers. It's kind of an uphill battle, especially now they're all so expensive, but I'd like to get the Mark 7 and replace him so I can have a big 3 of the Marvel Avengers movie. Alright, I might have to pause here and just for some lighting. Yeah, let me go ahead and pause right here. Hold on. This is better. This is an entire section dedicated to Toy Biz. These figures will always have a sentimental value to me because this is where it all started. You know, I mean, I don't have every Toy Biz figure here, of course, but mostly my favorites here. I try to keep, you know, a more controlled display. I do have 2 Wolverines, but I try to make it look like it's an actual scene. Yeah, these are all, for the most part, Toy Biz figures. Not all of them, of course, the Yellow Jacket. Moving up here, I do have Masters of the Universe, a little bit right there. And then I try to keep this as like a sort of a Stan Lee shelf. I have my little Kit Bash Stan Lee that I have the old Comic-Con exclusive head sculpt on there. I just took a Bruce Banner body mold and I just kind of cut off the, not cut off, but I kind of sanded down the ball peg that's in there, and it allows for the head to slip right on there. And I didn't damage or touch up the head in any way whatsoever because it's too valuable, but the body is much more expendable. So I can't wait for the new Stan Lee to come out. And there we go. So it's kind of an old school shelf, sort of dedicated to Stan Lee. You know, the man, the reason we're all here. This is a little tournament that I won. Oh, I didn't win. I'm sorry. I came in 5th place in a 2012 ACBA tournament. There we go. Focus. Yeah, those were the good old days. But yeah, I love this shelf. I love these figures. The Toy Biz figures, I'll always love them in a different way than I love the new figures, just because this is where we've all started. I'm the kind of guy who likes to remember where we came from, and I really don't like hearing some people talk about how lousy these figures are and how bad they are. I don't think it's fair to say that at all. These are the figures, these were the stepping stones that, you know, got us to where we are now. It's because these figures are so successful that, you know, we have everything that Marvel Legends is today. And some of these are still masterpieces. Like, this figure is still a masterpiece. The face-off Captain America is a masterpiece. And, you know, unfortunately, they don't hold up today. They don't hold up in a current display, but I mean, I just feel like these figures absolutely deserve their own praise and their own shelf, in my collection at least, because, you know, I mean, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for these figures, so. And they're just beautiful in their own way, so, yeah, love the Toy Biz figures. Got a 3 3/4 inch movie Thor display. Like to get a few more Frost Giants. So yeah, I love this movie. And then more Avengers from Avengers 1. I do have the whole wave of that original Walmart wave that came out back when the movie first was released. I do have those mints. Fantastic Four, all in the box. And then just a couple of miscellaneous figures over here. These are Living Dead dolls in the background. These are just miscellaneous. Very first figure I ever owned right there. This is where my collection all started. This was a gift, and this was back in 2009 when I received this, and ever since then, the bug just hit me. And then, like I said, these are... Oop, I'm stepping on things behind me. These are Living Dead dolls. I live with my girlfriend, and I'm very fortunate to say that she's actually also a collector, and she's into like spooky characters and dolls and whatnot, and I don't know how happy she'd be with me showing off her collection, so I'll just leave it at that. I do have gotta redo that display up there because Justice League is kind of falling apart. And then I got some other miscellaneous teams and characters up here. You know, Avengers in their different attires. I do love the Sam Raimi movies, of course. And then, yeah, that's about what that is right there. Are you gonna behave? Sit. That's a good girl. Another closed off section. I have you know, additional figures in here, all bagged up, all organized by themes, by characters. That's all accessories. Gotta close that. Oh my god, that was tough. So yeah, these are all full of figures and bags, doubles and triples of what I have on display. That's like extra MCU stuff. This is all army builders. This is Star Wars in extra bags. Star Wars stuff. Yeah, so some extra stuff right in here, just bagged away. And then that's about it. So yeah, it's kind of nice to shake off the cobwebs. Again, this is kind of a relic of a YouTube channel as far as me displaying, but to anybody who might have been following me, or you know, that might remember who I am from way back in those good old days, I'm still collecting, still avidly collecting. Collecting is something that I think I will do for a very long time. It's gotten me through some rough times, and you know, it's just a beautiful hobby that satisfies in a way that I really can't, you know, put into words. You know, you either like it or you don't, and collecting has just been something for me that has just saved me, honestly. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm really happy you guys have stuck around, and like I said, you know, like depending on what kind of conversation this video might stir up, I might do some more detailed videos on certain collections and whatnot. So like say if you want me to do a video just based on the Asgardians, and you know, see what figures are which and where they came from, and I don't know, something like that. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. We are in the quarantine. We will beat this coronavirus. And what can I say? We're going to pull through. Just like the Avengers do, right? Alright, superheroes. Be safe out there. Take care. And be sure to... I feel so funny saying this. Be sure to like the video, comment, share it if you will, subscribe if you will. Now I feel like I'm officially a YouTuber. But take care, you guys. Have fun.